Today I want to share with you 3 secrets that I found within the Chevy Camaro infotainment screen that I think a lot of people don't know about. All right, the first thing you can see here, we are in touring mode. That means traction control's on, everything is how it is. One thing that you need to understand, if you're in track mode and you turn off the car and you start the car back up, it will automatically put it back in touring mode. Let me show you guys. So let's go ahead and turn it off. And then when we start it, it went back to touring. But if you're in sport mode will stay. If you turn it off, you turn it back on, sport mode will stay on. And that is my favorite mode. So along those lines, I actually want to share with you guys something else that I've recently discovered with the drive modes. If you go into settings, if you go into vehicle, if you select driving mode, maybe when you start the car, you want it to be in track mode always. Maybe you want it in stealth, maybe tour, maybe sport. What's cool is on the drive mode selector, sorry, let's see if it'll focus here. When it is in track and you turn off the car, it'll automatically start up in touring mode. However, if you have this on track, and let me go ahead and just change the drive mode to touring. This will automatically start up the car with the track engine sound. Let me show you guys. So you can hear the pops, the crackles. We're in touring mode. You can see over here that track mode is on. Now, if you leave this in auto, which that's typically what it's in, it will just automatically adjust to whatever your drive setting is over here. However, if you always want it to start up with that loud track, awesome sound, just leave it in track and you can do that. You can also do the same for the steering, which I actually don't like track. I actually probably prefer more sport, so it's not as heavy as a feel. And then the suspension, for right now, it's in track, but I just want it in touring. But what's cool is when you turn off the car, because these are in track, it doesn't adjust it because these aren't tied to the drive modes on the car. It is just telling the car, hey, override those. Now, the only thing I can think of, and somebody out there probably way smarter than me will be able to answer this, I think the only thing, if I'm putting this, let's say track across the board, the only thing that I believe touring is doing is still providing traction control. And that's just what I think the main differences are between adjusting it over here versus over there. Because over here, you can't adjust anything that has to deal with the traction. It's just the suspension, it's the steering, and it's the exhaust. So this really basically, when you go into these manual settings, is just basically your traction control. But what's cool is the car can always start up in track, can always start up in sport if you want it. It can always start up in stealth. You can hear right now, if I go to stealth, you can barely hear the engine at all. But we're gonna go ahead and leave that in track so we can get the awesome burbles. Another thing that's cool with the Camaros, and this is the 2S1LE model, is you have your reverse tilt mirror. So over here, you can actually have your side mirrors tilt down as you're backing up. Once again, a visibility thing, but it'll be cool because you can kind of see what's down there below you. I've had them turned off. I'm guessing that's kind of what it does, but let's go ahead and do on for the driver and passenger. And let me put this baby into reverse and let's see what it does. So you can see there, it's automatically adjusting down. You can see over there, it's automatically adjusting down, which is pretty sweet. I personally don't like that feature, but some of you might like that. I prefer to be able to see a little bit better. You can see they went back up. If I go in reverse, they go back down. So I don't like that feature, but some of you might like it. But that was something that I recently noticed about the car. So another thing that was a surprise to me is a lot of times when I got in the car, I was like, hey, why don't my ventilated seats come on sometimes, or they don't when I start up the car? Why do my heated seats come on? And it's because of here within climate and air quality, you actually can have these settings where it will auto turn on your cool seats, your auto turn on your heated seats, as well as your defrosters. And right now I just have them turned on, and what it says over here is auto cool seats automatically turn on seat cooling at vehicle startup when the cabin temperature is significantly warmer than desired. So I don't know what that pulls off of. I don't know if it's pulling off of, my temperature settings down here, but it kind of has a mind of its own when it wants to put on the cooling seats as well as the heated seats. Obviously check your trim level because this won't come with everything. However, if you're somebody who just wants the car just to kind of think for you, you can leave these on, and your auto fan speed, you could turn it on high. You know, if you wanted your cooled and heated seats, it'll just immediately go to that high setting. So those are a couple things that I found interesting. At first I was like, why do these things keep popping up? But I bet it's a feature that a lot of people don't know about or just kind of leave them standard. So guys, those are a few things. Obviously, this depends on the trim level of car that you have, but those were just kind of a few hidden gem secrets that I didn't know about, I didn't play around with. A lot of times with cars these days, as long as my phone connects, as long as I have my temperature right, I really don't dive into all the details with every app, with all the settings. Hopefully, maybe you guys learned something new today. Obviously, some of these features might not be available to your trim level, but I suggest you go check it out. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.